Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ogbanje Joseph. Please hit the red button to subscribe to this channel, like and share this video as well. So today we are going to be looking at the position of international law concerning diplomatic immunity. The position of international law concerning diplomatic immunity. Okay, so so now the practical conduct of interstate relations is carried out by the diplomats who are the special representatives of sovereigns. A diplomat is a representative of a sending state. He's the ears, the eyes, the mouth of the sending state. In this regard, the work of a diplomat is meant to be carried out within an international jurisdiction or within a state, you know as being hitch free. So there are established rules to protect the person of a diplomat, his location, in order to carry out his official duties and responsibilities effectively. So this special status is undertaken through the granting of diplomatic and consular immunity. So diplomatic or consular immunity is simply the rights and privileges enjoyed by the official representatives of foreign countries from the legal jurisdiction of the country in which they are duly accredited. So this is referred to as the inviolability of the person and properties of a diplomatic representative. Okay, so the whole idea revolves around a form of legal protection in which diplomats are given safe passage and are protected from any form of lawsuit or prosecution under legal dictates of their host states. Okay, so those are the things. Now let us look at the position of international law concerning diplomatic and consular immunity. According to the Vienna Convention of 1961, the diplomat and his immediate family members have immunity from criminal prosecution in some civil matters. But even before we go deeply into the legal provisions of that, let us look at the position of the father of international law, a Dutch scholar called Hugo Grotius. Hugo Grotius developed the concept of extraterritoriality. According to him, extraterritoriality simply means that the diplomat, his residence, and the goods, and his goods should be treated as though they were located outside the host country. Okay, to justify diplomatic exemption from both criminal and the civil law. Okay, so those are the things. Now, because of the representative nature of a diplomat and how important his functions are, okay, especially that of promoting peace, okay, it goes ahead to justify his inviolability. What does that mean? It means that the territory, the location, the luggage, and everything that a diplomat has should be treated as if it were another country within the host country. So a diplomat should not be subjected to the same civil matters or the same civil processes as the citizens of that host country. Okay, so we're talking about criminal matters. Let us even look at Article 29 of the Vienna Convention. What does the Article 29 of the Vienna Convention says? Okay. Now, what does it say? Now, there are four basic provisions, okay, under the Article 29. The A part of it says the person of a diplomatic agent, okay, shall be inviolable. That is A. B, he shall not be liable to any form of arrest or detention. C, the receiving state shall treat him with due respect. And D, that the receiving state shall take all appropriate steps to prevent any attack on his person, freedom, or dignity. So, even in Article 31, Article 31 says, talks about the extent of the immunity to be enjoyed by the diplomat in the receiving state, which also applies to all countries. You see that the extent is that a diplomatic agent shall enjoy immunity from the criminal jurisdiction of the receiving state. He shall also enjoy immunity from its civil and administrative jurisdiction. So, in conclusion, no, not in conclusion, not in conclusion for now, but due to the above, provisions of the juristic works, which is Ugo Grotius, and the various provisions in the Vienna Convention, okay. So, and in the spirit of Pacta Sunt Servanda, the Pacta Sunt Servanda simply means agreement freely entered into, okay, freely entered into is binding, or facts remain binding. Okay, so on the basis of that, all diplomats are expected to actually be accorded that immunity, that privilege. Okay, so and we talk about diplomats. A diplomat is expected to behave, in a way that his demeanor, his candor, his courage, his personality is supposed to exude, respect, responsibility, and all of that. A diplomat has three major functions that he performs. He performs the function of representation, okay? He performs the function, function of representation. He performs of course, I've already said he's the ears and eyes of the government where he is. He also performs the function of reporting, okay, and all of that. Now, let us look at it this way. If a diplomat becomes power drunk and he becomes irresponsible in a country where where is regarded as to his host country, the leader of that country, if he becomes unlawful, that is, if he becomes very, if he decides not to obey the rules and regulations of the country where he is, the president or the head of state of his country, of the host country, can write a letter to the head of state of his country, okay, demanding that he be withdrawn from that country, and he's also regarded as a persona non grata. Okay, so those are the things. A diplomat is expected to actually carry himself, with high regard and obey the rules and regulations, even of the country that is going to serve. Otherwise, he will actually be shown the way out through the declaration of persona non grata. Once that declaration is done, he comes back to the country of his origin. Okay, so those are the things. Now, we have talked about the Vienna Convention. We have talked about the Article 29 and Article 31. We have also talked about, the position of Hugo Grotius, okay, who talked about the principle of extraterritoriality. Okay, we also talked about the Article 29 of the Vienna Convention, which talks about the inviolability of the diplomat, and then We also talked about the Article 31, which talks about, the extent of the immunity that, a diplomat can actually enjoy, particularly from criminal investigation, okay, within, the receiving state. So there are still other provisions, but these are just the three major areas that every student, or every student must actually look at. Okay, the area of the juristic idea of Hugo Grotius, and of course the Vienna Convention, and of course the Vienna Convention of 1961, the Vienna Convention of 1961. So to that extent, we are, to that extent, it is actually very important that a student of international law, recognizes the fact that, yes, international law talks about diplomatic immunity. You understand? But there are certain limitations of that diplomatic immunity. In fact, the immunity for the diplomat is to the extent that he behaves well within the country, within his host country. He cannot become outrightly unlawful. He cannot go about, and begin to smuggle, you understand, unwholesome substances to the host country. He cannot also go and aid and abet crime and criminality. Because if he does that, and if he's caught, and if he goes against the rules and regulations or the laws of the host states, of course, the host states, the laws can actually deal with him decisively. Of course, he cannot be taken for trial and all of that. But like I said, the head of state of that country can actually, apply to the receiving country, for his extradition back to his country, through what is known as personal non grata. Thank you very much.